Where are you streaming? Where are you streaming? Uh, dude, whoa. What are you doing? Softs off. Doesn't that make him really uncomfortable? What do you mean? Oh. Nowhere to be seen, Aaron. It's pretty delayed, if I know, if I remember correctly. I remember one time I was looking for this guy that was streaming, and I found him, and I was on my laptop streaming him, and I was playing DayZ in the computer, and it had to been at least a minute delay, not more. Well, a lot of YouTuber like YouTube does it where people like monitor your like stream, so that way like you're live, and if you say, no, I'm just joking, man. No, I'm just playing with you. Would you imagine that? What the fuck? Just mine. Back in my day, you used to be able to run for as long as you want. Um, no. Keeping these water purification tablets. You good?
No,
Uh,
no, that's not me. I mean him.
you get a keyboard yet, Pavel?
No,
Then you go to
probably
Goodwill,
not.
man.
Yeah,
Get your
not for a
$2
while.
one. What'd you say? Is that a player? That is a zombie just chilling. Oh, the chicken. Yes. It's Pavel. Gargling his mic. Yeah, there you go.
What are you trying to do, Alex? Oh, okay.
Ew, that's my disgusting body.
I've basically done nothing all day. It's very
What's that like? You've
it's
had to have done
horrible.
something. Like, you woke
I,
up this morning. That's doing something.
no, I'm still asleep actually.
Huh.
I read Stephen King stories all day.
Which one?
A bunch of his short stories. I don't read his longer stuff. They were mostly crap.
You think
I
so?
read I read the ones I read before. They're the ones from the Night Shift collection and the Skeleton Crew. A lot of those were pretty. But apparently the ones like later, if you go later down in the years from the '90s onwards, like you go and you read his stories, and like most of them are just complete trash. They're just really weird, and they're not scary at all. I don't think. Yeah, you read Stephen King, don't you, Lenny?
Quite a few. Is a devoted fan, but
Yeah, I think he inserts too much political dialogue into his spooky stories. It's kind of
yeah,
off-putting.
he is very political.
Yeah. So you go to one of his modern day stories and like reference Obama or something. Like he had like apparently a conservative character who's talking shit about Obama, and I just saw that. I was like, I'm not gonna read that story. It's just like Good. Hmm.
Okay.
Which books of his have you read, Lenny?
I've read I read It, um, Pet Cemetery,
Mm-hmm.
The Outsider, and that's it. Only a few of his books.
I watched Pet Cemetery. That was a pretty good movie.
The new one or the old one?
The old one. I went in there not thinking much of it. Like I didn't really wasn't excited to watch it, and it was actually better than I expected, which that rarely ever happens when you go to watch or do something.
Stephen King's a real like Stephen King movies are a real hit and miss.
Yeah, his fucking stories are hit and miss. He had his original. I can't remember. There's a lot of good ones. Like I said, in his older
It
collections.
It is considered one of the best books I've ever read. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it.
You did?
Yeah, it was an amazing book. It was fucking long. It was really,
Yeah.
really long, but it was still really good.
I read Insomnia. Partway through Insomnia was one of his books. He didn't. I don't think he really liked it either. It was really just kind of lame at the end.
Yeah, it's classic Stephen King.
Guess what they were talking? Guess what main one of guess what one of the main plot points was about? Oh, it was about abortion. Like I don't read these stories to have political dialogue. Like him talk about that. Some old ass man whose wife died can't sleep at night, and he starts seeing shit. And it sounds way scarier than it actually is. It's actually really fucking lame. There's one, but in his collections, he had one. He had one like called the Ledge. I really liked. It was really exciting to read. It was one that you wanted to finish because it was a guy that he's cheating on, he's sleeping with a mob boss's wife or something, and
Oh, I have no
he's
idea what
like,
that is.
he's like gonna. It's one of his short stories.
I haven't read like any of his classic. Well, I know. I mean, It is one of his good
Yeah,
ones. The Shining is
yeah.
very good too. Or never read that one. Doctor Was it
Sleep.
Doctor Sleep? Yeah, it was really good. Never read the Mercedes series.
The one about the ledge. The mob boss. He says he's gonna frame him for possessing drugs that he hid in his car, but he's gonna make him to he's gonna bet him. He's gonna wager that if he can crawl around the ledge on the top of his like high-rise apartment building, he can go with his wife. The ledge is only like 6 inches. It's actually really hurting. There's a story about the guy whose kids were all killed by the boogeyman. That's where the line "smack you around a little bit" comes from. When anyone ever tries to write lines of dialogue about an abusive person, it's always really funny to me because I don't think it's like handled well. It's just funny. So I'm gonna smack you around a little. I was thinking about smacking you around a little bit. It just sounds silly. I had half a mind to smack you around a little bit. Or
this
fucking
guy,
like, yeah.
this guy helped me kill a zombie, and like saw him that he took like a can of peaches, and I just without like hesitation smacked him in the head with my axe. Yeah, it's desperate times, man. Calls for desperate measures. I wouldn't do stuff like that mostly, but were you saying, Pavel?
About something about I was about to talk about fucking that show Twin Peaks where they had that abusive guy. in Twin Peaks. He was just acted really fucking ridiculous. Like his wife comes home and she's like, "I brought you pie," and he smacks the pie out of her face or out of her hand, and then he picks up the bar of soap wrapped in a towel. He's like, "I gotta teach you a lesson," or something like that, and he starts swinging it around, like really in an exaggerated manner. It's just that guy's name was Troy, by the way. I thought that was funny. It's Troy. And he drove a red Corvette, '89. Yeah, he did. I think I mentioned it before. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I just remember that now myself. Like two things. If I see any more of these cigarettes in this ashtray, I'm gonna snap your neck like a twig. But so the guy's kids killed by the boogeyman. It was kind of creepy. I think Stephen King, like I think a lot of his stories, I was thinking to myself, are basically like B movie stuff, like schlock. Like he has like a killer car, a killer prom queen, a killer laundry press, a killer clown, a killer dog. Come on, another killer car, killer trucks. That was really dark and like. Do you remember, Alex? We watched that creep show shit with the raft and yeah, that was a Stephen King story. Yeah, it was the. I read the actual story. It's actually like really. The ending is actually pretty like depressing and grim because it doesn't he doesn't get killed by the slime or the pool of whatever the hell it was, but he's standing on the raft knowing he basically can't escape. He's gonna try swimming for it, but he's probably gonna die. So it's ambiguous what happens, but it seems much more depressing in tone.
See, so it would be like piece of junk. It sounded like someone just shitted. Someone just shit
What, in like real life or in the game?
in real life. Someone just.
Oh, I don't think so.
In DayZ.
Okay, it's time to wait for Carson to take another 20 minutes to respond to my text I sent him.
Good luck.
I know. Um, but yeah, the raft was one of Stephen King's stories. He's written a lot of shit, actually.
His first book, he doesn't remember writing.
Hmm.
He was so fucking doped up on
Yeah,
cocaine.
on cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all kinds of other drugs and shit. I think a lot of some of his short stories I've read, there's a lot of them that are just kind of like mundane and like boring, or they're just lame. Like I don't know how to describe it. Let's see. Can't even remember which ones I fucking read. This is the Bazaar of Bad Dreams was one of them. was one of the collections. That one came out in 2015. They're garbage.
Name one modern movie you don't like right now.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
That was an easy one
I
there.
was about to say, are you guys gonna
Not
see
even The Force
Skywalker's
Awakens.
Revenge or whatever the fuck it is?
Skywalker's
I
Revenge.
can't remember what it was.
Well,
Lucas's Revenge.
the trilogy. This
I want to see a
trilogy is
movie
like
of
hated
George
more.
Lucas is in it, and he like fights J.J. Abrams with a lightsaber. That would be fun. I watch that movie. I think we watched like I've never seen Last Jedi. But we watched them. Everyone was over at my house, like 15 minutes of it. Mitchell said he fell asleep when we watched it in the theaters or whatever. Or
You know what
no,
you should watch? You should watch My Name Is Earl.
why? I actually used to watch that like 10 years ago.
I'm a fan of My Name Is Earl.
Carson, I sent him the message. He was loading up Vietnam. He went to the main menu, didn't respond to my message. He got into a game immediately. Now he's playing the game. So I don't know how he like what his thought process is when somebody sends him a message. Like he's just gonna look at it later.
You ready? Be up, man. Just get out of here. Just get out, all right? I'm not proud of myself. Just leave.
What are some? Let's see. Did you eat that can of peaches that you stole from that guy?
Oh yeah. That was quick. I need to save this guy's life. Get up! Don't die on me. Just get out of here. Just leave.
Nightmares. Okay, that was the one I read last night. There was a Stephen King story about a fucking vampire that uses a like Cessna plane as he goes from airport to airport killing people. And I'm not scared of vampires either. I think they're lame as hell too. It's like stuff that would scare a fucking Victorian person 200 years ago. Even if it is like describing in gory detail, he killed all these people. It's just fucking lame. Man. He's just a fucking guy wearing a tuxedo, literally, in the story. But the thing is, in the story, I thought I had the twist figured out. I thought there was going to be a twist, and there wasn't. Because the main character is this sleazy reporter who's flying around trying to chase this guy, whose name is like Richard Dews, and the vampire's name is Dwight Reinhardt or Dwight Renfield. And I thought, oh, their names are similar. And then they described the guy as being a sociopath, and then shit like that. And I was, oh, okay, I got you, Steven. He's gonna be the vampire, but he wasn't. He was just lame. But at the end scene, he chases him to the airport, and he finds the vampire in the fucking bathroom, pissing in the urinal. He's looking in the
Sorry, I
mirror.
feel bad. He's dead
He
now.
he's Porter's looking in the mirror, and a vampire, of course, doesn't have a reflection, and he's pissing in the urinal, and he's pissing blood, of course. But it doesn't make any sense. Why would a vampire be pissing blood? It doesn't make any sense to drink blood either.
I'll drink blood.
But that was actually one of the better stories. The other ones were chattery teeth, moving sneakers.
I'm not taking my sneakers off. I'm
And
not taking my sneakers
there was
off.
one about there was this guy that worked at a like in the music industry in New York or something, and he would use the bathroom in the building he worked at, and when he would go to the stall, there would always be this pair of sneakers in the first stall in the bathroom. It'd be surrounded by dead flies. It was like a ghost. And I say, oh, that's pretty interesting at the beginning, and then there's like all this shit about like gay shit happening. Like his boss like grabs his dick and shit. That actually happens. I'm like, why is this part of the story again? So that's what I'm talking about. It's like every fucking story. You know, ghosts aren't scary. I mean, why? It's like a fucking dead person. Why should be afraid of a fucking dead person? Like some dope head who died in the bathroom. Like after you took that mystery away, it's just not scary anymore.
I've killed 3 people. It's a really good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
The Joker. Kubrick's doing. Oh yeah, I see it. I was kind of disappointed by it actually, but
You didn't like it?
I liked it, but it was just really one track, just completely depressing, horrible shit. That I
I
don't
think
know.
the media might have hyped it up for you a little too much. They made it out
And
to be
yeah,
like some
everybody was
fucking
talking about it on
bloodbath.
like TV or some shit.
Yeah.
People were talking about it. It's like it's not. Well, I'm saying it's not that special. It doesn't have that deep enough themes. It's kind of shallow. It's
You
nothing
think it's a
special.
cold movie?
A cold movie?
Yeah. You're not a cold guy, are you?
No, no, I'm not like Stephen King at all in any way.
Are you watching me, Pavel?
Oh, did you send me an invite?
I thought I did, yeah. It
I
says
didn't.
live.
I didn't. Well, let me see if I can just click watch. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah, I'm watching you. All right.
Oh, enjoy me walking. It's basically it
Yeah.
right here. It's DayZ for you.
Yeah. Down the road.
Yeah, I was looking for a rock earlier, but I just kind of gave up on that. Finding a rock in this game is it's probably harder than finding like night vision goggles, honestly.
A rock.
Rock, yeah, goddamn rock.
Well, anyway, what if a train just came by and like hit you?
That'd be hilarious. I'd be like, well,
Like they added a train in this game. But definitely, I would say. I mean, Joker doesn't even feel like a comic book. It just seems like
yeah, it's kind of weird calling it that, isn't it?
it barely has anything to do with DC or Batman or anything. Just like the names are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Really, it's just about some like autistic guy fucking
You think he has autism?
Yeah. I just use that as a placeholder. I bet
Yeah,
Mitchell would say he had autism. Like he diagnosed him.
he'll diagnose him with autism. Believe me, I remember that.
Projecting. He's
Where did
like
you watch
fucking.
it, Pablo?
I watched it. When did it come out? In
October.
October? Yeah, I watched it like right around when it. Maybe a few days after it came out, or a week after it came out, or something. But back then, a few months ago now. It was really cringy, like the scenes where he would like mess up in public, or when he would do something really cringy. You
Yeah.
couldn't, and it's not like you're at home watching this on Netflix or something. You can't skip ahead, which I would have done if I was, if I could do that. But you have to sit there and watch it. It's like awful.
Yeah, it's really hard to
Like it's
watch
the
when you're on
part where like he's
stage.
like doing his this stand up routine on stage, and he like tries to like flip open his notes, and like there's like a Playboy centerfold that comes out of some black woman, something. It's like. But it's really just about some like crazy fucking guy, basically.
Yeah.
He doesn't really act like the Joker. Like he's like, because like the Joker is like an evil mastermind. He's like really fucking smart. He he just seemed kind of like maybe average or a bit dim-witted.
I don't know. I think Arthur just you never really saw the Joker until like literally the very like end of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie. So I don't
yeah,
know.
sort
I
of.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of hard to say that when he
But it's like Joker's like he's like a needy person that just wants like people to like appreciate him or some shit. Really fucking sad. Yeah. Man, 15. What was that thing, Alex? Fucking. I was waiting 15 minutes for my pizza. There we go. Did you tell any about that? It's Little Caesars. You're off Hermes, Tanner said.
Oh God. Well, Pablo, you see this right here, eating. This is basically like what I've been trying to like do. Like in this game, like you can't last like 15 minutes without eating.
I
You will
know.
die.
I
Yeah.
played it. I played it a little bit.
Fucking.
Oh. Yeah, that's definitely realistic. Yeah, I was already fucking trouble before and drinking water and all that shit. It's just like Jesus Christ.
Ooh, ooh, that felt good. Popping my knuckles. Really want to rob someone with this shotgun, like Omar does. Omar.
More Gaddafi.
There you go.
But yeah, what were we talking about before? Something about the Joker.
Talking about how great the movie was. Ooh, handcuffs. Look at
Like his motives as a character, like just to be generally evil and maniacal and a trickster and all that shit. Just mess with people. You know, not really like it's like I don't know. It doesn't really. It kind of fits with the idea of the character, and it kind of doesn't at the same time.
Queens. Everyone loves Raymond.
They had a crossover episode with that.
They had a few of those.
It was kind of weird. All
Yeah.
this, you know, it's just Kevin James just shows up to Ray's house and just delivers a package. So it's just kind of weird.
That like blew my mind. Like when cause like you remember as a little kid, like those like
Yeah.
crossovers like that. I was like,
The New York cinematic universe or whatever, the New York sitcom cinematic universe.
you remember Kevin James' friend that God, what's his name? Richie? I think his name's Richie. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like in the earlier seasons. He had his own.
Yeah.
He had his own show.
Really?
Yeah, I did not know that.
They picked him out of all the fucking. Maybe I'm confusing that with a. I think it's like one of his Italian friends, kind of short. He looks just like one of Ray's Italian friends, who's kind of short. So they both look like just like short Italian, like stereotypical Italian guys from New York. So I can't tell them apart. They're basically like they basically are pointless characters. Like the show's really about the main characters. Some of the type,
Mm.
but I think it was like kind of trying to be kind of like Seinfeld. Yeah.
And I actually think those shows are like actually like funny. I don't know those like humor. There's
Yeah, I don't.
like sitcoms now
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. Like they're not as funny as they were with like everyone like
yeah,
Raymond
yeah.
or
That's right.
King of Queens or stuff like that. I don't know. I think the show is really funny.
Wow.
There was one point I was watching King of Queens and like they said a joke that was so funny I literally spit out the water I was drinking. I don't really get that with like other shows.
I don't get that with you know, a lot of things. I don't watch modern shit. Basically, I'm very selective about it because I hate, you know, modern times. Yeah, it's like I made up that quote. I made this one up myself. You know, it's like everything that happened after the end of the 20th century feels like a bad dream. Like it's not real. Um, I mean, there's some stuff that's good, but you know, it's selective. it varies by genre. Yeah, it's more rare than not, you know. Like how we're playing DayZ or talking about, you know, fucking Everybody Loves Raymond and shit. It's great.
Everyone Loves Raymond is a
I
great
wrote a
show.
I was gonna write a horror story about Everybody Loves Raymond. I never got around to it.
I think they should have had an episode where like the grandfather died like in the last season.
You think so?
Yeah, it was named Frank, right?
Yeah, Frank Barone. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would have been interesting, like the last like season, like he dies, like
Yeah,
so
Ray
like
almost died in the last episode.
yeah.
He went to a coma.
Yeah. That was
It
really
was really
weird.
fucking serious.
Yeah. For like
It's really
that was
weird when sitcoms become serious like that.
it's like the only time I remember that show being like actually serious.
Oh, there's a lot of other moments.
I like when they went to Italy. I thought that was a really good
Yeah,
like
yeah,
couple episodes.
that's right. Oh, was that a zombie? Yeah, it's delayed for me, so.
You know, Pavel, Mitchell and Jonathan think I have kind of the same sense of taste as you when it comes to movies. Not like old stuff. Like I like
Oh
old
yeah.
stuff. I just don't like things that are quote. Apparently, like I despise that for some reason. That's like not true. I like to
Me,
watch
me
hipster
too.
TV shows. Apparently, is what they said.
No. Hmm.
I just don't really like comic book movies and Disney and Star
Oh, I don't
Wars.
like that shit either. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me neither.
So
I'm
I
so
mean, that's
sick
the
of seeing
bulk of
that.
what people are watching nowadays. Is like
I know. I'm so sick of that shit.
I hate Disney. Like I have a strong burning passion in my heart for Disney. So like
It's fucking trash.
anything Disney, I just block out.
Yeah, I never liked any of their fucking movies, really.
Yeah.
Even
That's
their
what makes me
even
mad
the
that
good
Mitchell
ones.
like caved and watched Mandalorian. Like he had this like he was like rebelling against
Yeah,
Mandalorian,
yeah.
and then
I
like he
was,
ended
I
up
was,
watching it like a bitch.
I
God,
was
I was giving.
asking him. Yeah, I was asking him like, "Are you gonna watch Mandalorian?" He's like, "Oh," something like.
Yeah, dude, he caved, man. That guy's a little bitch, man. Like I was giving a real hard time for that, man, because like I thought he was gonna stay with his principles, man, and kind of like
Mm.
protest Disney,
Well,
but
I like being Rorschach, like stay with his like morals or whatever.
yeah, like I will not compromise. Like that was Mitchell, man, but like nope. I hate those. I hate those fucking movies, those TV shows, anything like that. I just hate Disney. They
Yeah,
ruin like movies. All people want to watch is like big blockbuster like
yeah, schlock. It's schlock. It's
shit
not
movies. Yeah.
interesting.
Well, like not just big exploit like just Michael Bay movies. Like
Hmm.
those movies are horseshit. They're not. Those aren't real like movies.
I
People like
know.
flying around.
It's like that way with horror. It's usually
God,
complete garbage.
like the has been like getting fucking shitted on by Star Wars, real Star Wars fans.
Hmm.
Like even the critics are shitting on it. But like I'm going to work and people are like, yeah, well I'm gonna watch it anyways. Like
Yeah,
it
everybody
can't be
is. I
that
mean,
bad. I'm like, God damn, dude, you're such a fucking clown, man.
I didn't even realize that movie came out. I was surprised. Oh, it's out. Okay.
I might end this. I might end the. How do you end the live stream, man? I'm lagging like crazy.
Uh, I think I can leave. Yeah, I noticed you were lagging a little bit. It was fun though. All right.